Mr. Watson. Tom, thank you very much for coming back. Let me just start. We heard briefly what you said about Theresa May being finished. I wonder whether it's not you that's finished, because you were the person who said that Jeremy Corbyn was not the right person to lead. You were the person, you know, who, like 80% of the MPs in the House of Commons didn't want him, thought the party was being taken over by the radicals. Now, it seems they're doing rather well on that basis.
Well, I think it would be very foolish for anyone to want to stand down in the Labour Party tonight after this result, David. And it seems to me that the people that have lost the most are the media that were trying to distort Jeremy's message. And look, he's cut through that, hasn't he? The sort of tabloid press were demonising him all week, and these are early sets of results, but it does seem very promising for Labour.
It
does seem to me. I mean,
yeah. Go on.
Sorry.
No, go on.
It does seem to me, I've been around, I got to about 50 defensive marginal constituencies in this campaign, and in every one, people were saying, you know, this is an unnecessary election. Theresa May told us that there didn't need to be a general election because it's not in the national interest, and then she got a little rise in the polls and then decided to act in a party interest. And it seems to me that she's going to profoundly regret that political opportunism by the end of tonight.
But what do you make?
It's going to land,
what do you make of if we don't know the final result, of course, but clearly Labour has done better than, as you were saying, people thought it would, and the opinion polls thought it would. What do you make of Labour's success under Jeremy Corbyn's leadership, which you have been critical of?
Well, he's opened the campaign up, and he's won some arguments. You know, this was supposed to be a very narrowly focused election. I don't think I've ever known an election where there were so many issues being discussed. That's partly because of the leadership that Jeremy showed, partly because the electorate just took the issues from politicians and decided they wanted their own election. The health service, defence, security, terror, transport infrastructure, quality of life, housing, the future for young people, security for pensioners. These are all issues in this campaign in a way that we were told this was going to be a referendum on leadership and on Brexit alone. And it seems to me that be careful what you wish for when you have unnecessary and uncalled for general elections.
Is Jeremy Corbyn now safe as leader of the Labour Party, and will he have the support of those MPs who wanted to get rid of him?
Well, I think he was safe whatever the result would have been. He's stood for 2 elections, and you know, this was an election that was brought upon us early. So I think you know, there were plenty of journalists who were talking about a potential leadership challenge to Jeremy Corbyn in the next 7 days. I've not heard any MPs saying that. But it seems to me that the shoe is on the other foot now. You know, I could see Boris Johnson sharpening the knives for Theresa May after this result. But let's see what the final results are by the end of the night.
And you're putting your, or I won't use the word knife, but your original objection, and the 80% of Labour MPs who objected, they're all going to go silent and come behind Corbyn and John McDonnell's plan for the economy and all those things, are they?
I think if we come out of this election with an increased vote, then, you know, it shows that you can argue that natural resources can be socially owned and the sky doesn't fall in. I think you can argue that there could be a greater role for the state in providing public services. You can argue that you need to give young people the best start in life, and that you can be bold in government, and that's what our manifesto said. I was very proud of our manifesto.
Tom, thank you very much indeed for joining us.